Today we're going to go over scenes. So in this scene, to start with, we have 5CEO, 5CN, and cross-entry components. This is following up from another quick tip where we went over interaction components. But every scene will have mostly the same components. All entries will exist throughout all scenes. The difference being cross-entry components. These can be scene dependent. Well, these are scene dependent, but all entries will be available in all scenes. So to begin with, in this scene, we had the interactions of the ligand here in yellow from 5CEO interacting with 5CN, a different entry. But let's tell a different story. So to begin, I want to set the scene point of view, but I'm also going to turn off the scene point of view. But we'll get to that later. But the reason why I set the scene point of view is when I duplicate it, it will keep that scene point of view, but that will come in later. So now what we're going to do is duplicate scene 1. And if we go to scene 2, we have the same thing that we have in scene 1. And in scene 1, what we want to do is hide any cross-entry components and 5CN. So let's have just 5CO shown in scene 1. Then if we go to scene 2, we have the representations that we had before. But let's actually hide everything from 5CEO and any cross-entry components so that we have just 5CN here. If we duplicate scene 2, we'll get our new scene, scene 3. And in this one, we want to show those cross-entry components. And we can bring the ligand back. So I did say that cross-entry components were something that were scene dependent. So if we go back to scene 1, and we can go in and we can go to structure actions and we can remove interaction components. So then we'll get rid of those interaction components in scene 1. And if we go back to scene 2 or scene 3, those interaction components still are there because they are a part of that scene now. If we go ahead and we duplicate scene 1 again, we'll get a new scene underneath, not at the bottom. So scene duplicates underneath it. So this is the duplication from scene 1. And again, those cross-entry components don't exist here because they are not a part of the scene that we duplicated. But let's say that we wanted to scroll between our scenes. We can just do that really easily by either clicking these left and right toggles, or we can click on the scenes. We can reorganize the scenes as well. We can also rename these scenes. So if we click on our 3 dots, we get a rename. You can click in here. And this was 5CEO. Enter. Let's go to scene 2. Rename this 5CN. And then this was the pocket view. And then this was just scene 1 that we had duplicated before. But let's duplicate scene 1 again. And since it had a name 5CO, it comes in with the same name 5CO as well. So we can move this to the very bottom. All right, so those are our scenes. In this scene, let's zoom in to the pocket here. Let's get a nice little pocket view. And then here we're going to save our scene point of view as well. And let's turn on enable scene point of view switching. So when we go back to scene 1, since we had our scene point of view set, this protein should move. And it does. It goes back to the position that we had set for scene 1. Since we had set that for scene 5, this is how it is as well. Let's maybe make this a little bit smaller. And let's move this up. And we can set that scene position as well. And now we'll get some movement in between those. And we get back to scene 5. We'll get back to our scene point of view. So what this means is that you could set up scenes like you would slides in a presentation. And you can even save a focal viewpoint for other users. So you can have them focus on 5CEO, the entire protein. This is what I want you to see. This is 5CN, the whole protein, and you can take your users through each step with the view that you want them to have. And that's pretty much scenes.